Welcome to the Dare to Be Different podcast, season 3, episode 1.
In the third season, can you believe it?
Sure, the big 3, man.
The big three.
Trinity. Completion? Is it completion? No, that's 7.
That's 7. I don't know.
We'll get to season 7, don't worry.
God, actually. Yeah, God, show us the way, man. Actually, I want to see what 3 is number. But yeah, man, it's been quite a journey that we've been on. Happy to still be going. I'm happy, bro, that you and I can do this again and again. And honestly, it's a blessing. Now we're even thinking about different ways to reach people. Bro, there's people. Actually, I'll talk to you a bit later. But yeah, we've spoken actually about having more people join us at some stage.
Yeah.
But I'm not talking about just guests. I'm talking about like there's someone I spoke to that was like, hey man, I want to do Bible study with you. I was like,
oh, okay.
so could be interesting. But anyway, we'll get there when we get there. God, all in your hands. But yeah, thanks to anyone tuning in. As always, this is your host,
Austin.
and on his right is me, Cabello. That was an odd way to do that, but yeah, man, happy to be on your airwaves again. But yeah, happy to be talking to you again, bro. So yeah, today our topic is it's along the lines essentially of aligning with God's will, of understanding God's will for your life, and it's like the title for today essentially is trying to find the light switch, and sort of the subtitle or topic or theme, whatever, is guidance.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll just read what's the big idea for us before we get into some other details.
Yeah, so this Bible study that we're going to do today is designed to help with knowing God's will. The better we know Him and the more we walk with Him, the better equipped we will be to discern His guidance. I think, for 2026, this is a year. I mean, I feel like every year is the year that we need to walk closer with God.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's just be more diligent about it.
Yeah.
And I think that what I do like about our Bible studies is that we give a lot of practical things. We're not very just like iffy and just putting fancy terms and stuff out there.
Yeah.
We do try to be like, okay, do A, B, and C. Like physically pick up your Bible or talk about this with someone. Like even our last episode dealing with family in the holidays, people just really like, thank you, that I needed that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, okay, one person messaged me and like,
like,
that was awesome.
Cool.
They needed it for that season.
Wow.
So yeah.
Just on that, quickly, I saw that at Rema Youth, or I think possibly even our head pastor, I think he may have even spoken about it a bit. Both our youth pastor, right, at Rema, as well as I'm so sure also our main pastor, they touched on that topic that you and I spoke about people during the holidays.
Yeah.
That it's a tough time, and I was like, wow, look at God. When God has something that He wants to say and He wants to reach the people, like He's gonna do it, man. So that was pretty cool. And I remember you suggested that, so that was really awesome, man. That was cool, man. So yeah, bro. That's the big idea. And I think we can essentially start to dive in a bit. We've got our main passage for this study is Psalm 25. So I'm just going to read a bit here. It says the title of the 25th Psalm tells us that it was written by David or for David's use. Now beginning with verse 2, it is an acrostic poem. So almost every verse begins with a consecutive letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It's pretty cool. It's a style of poem I like to read.
It's like that one rap song by, is it Black Alicious? The alphabet rap.
Could be. I know one. Okay, I know A$AP Rocky does it in one song. There's a few people. There's a few examples.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. David was apparently going through difficult times here. Guilt, enemies, uncertainty, and problems. Now, verses 1 to 3. What a beautiful response to troubles. Okay, it's busy saying all this. Should we maybe read it?
Read the whole psalm. It's only 22 verses.
Okay.
And then I see it breaks down, basically.
So yeah, I think let's maybe just read it and then we'll start to go through what the context is saying about it, because now we're just sort of gonna hear. But all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll read first. So we're reading from the NIV, Psalms 25, or Psalm 25. In you, Lord my God, I put my trust. I trust in you. Do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me. No one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame, but shame will come on those who are treacherous without cause. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long. Remember, Lord, your great mercy and love, for they are from of old. Do not remember the sins of my youth and my rebellious ways. According to your love, remember me, for you, Lord, are good. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. Who then are those who fear the Lord? He will instruct them in the ways they should choose. They will spend their days in prosperity, and their descendants will inherit the land. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. My eyes are ever on the Lord, for only he will release my feet from the snare. Verse 16. Turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. Relieve the troubles of my heart, and free me from my anguish. Look on my affliction and my distress, and take away all my sins. See how numerous are my enemies, and how fiercely they hate me. Guard my life and rescue me. Do not let me be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness protect me, because my hope, Lord, is in you. Deliver Israel, O God, from all their troubles. Yeah, some powerful stuff there.
David used to go in.
I like verse 7, but I think we'll get into that.
Okay, well, for the purpose, let's go through the Bible as we check here. So just verse 1 to 3, just read them again.
In you, Lord, my God, I put my trust. I trust in you. Do not let me be put to shame, nor let my enemies triumph over me. No one who hopes in you will ever be put to shame, but shame will come on those who are treacherous without cause.
Interesting. So yeah, here the Bible study says, verses 1 to 3, what a beautiful response to troubles. David turns to God. Our dependence on God brings him glory. David puts God's honor at stake. He says, I'm trusting you, so don't let me be ashamed. Verse 45.
Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are my God, my Savior, and my hope is in you all day long.
Show me your ways. Yeah, the Bible says that David does not just ask for a solution to his immediate problems. He wants to walk in God's paths at all times. So yeah, when faced with a decision, we naturally isolate the situation. We tend to think, what should I do now? But the scriptures teach us to see ourselves in an eternal story. The decision before us is just part of a bigger picture. Making right decisions is a question of training ourselves to think in God's ways day after day. And here it references Hebrews 5 verse 14, Romans 12 verse 1 to 2. Yeah, Romans 12 verse 1 to 2, I know is, you have what? Been transformed, do not conform to the ways of this world, renew your mind, type thing.
Verse 1 is offer your body as a living sacrifice.
Oh, number 1. I don't know Hebrews 5 verse 14, but yeah, and it says, it's about becoming the people he wants us to be. Beautiful. We must develop the spiritual disciplines as soon as we can. In the hothouse climate of the world, whether we're in school, whether we're in work, wherever we may find ourselves. Otherwise, we risk never making them part of our lives. Yeah, spiritual disciplines, it's best to develop them as early as we can. Otherwise, we get ingrained in just treacherous or hopeless ways of living, man. But yeah, so daily time alone in the Word and prayer, participation in a local congregation, and biblical fellowship, speaking out about Christ. These are all part of training ourselves to live lives under the Lord's guidance. Now, those who have should also Those who have should also begin fasting, spiritual study, giving, service, and other disciplines. Okay, so we should grow. We shouldn't just, basically the basics are being in the word, biblical fellowship, and prayer. And then beyond that, we start to look into fasting, studying, giving. Giving is very important, guys. Service and other disciplines. These are never means of gaining God's favor, but simply ways of training ourselves to live as authentic Christians, to live as God calls us to live, to be like God.
Yeah, I just want to touch on that. Like, there's no amount of good works or spiritual disciplines that will ever, earn favor in God's eyes. Like, sin is so, what is the word? Sin separates us so much, and there's only one thing that can like bridge the gap, and that's Jesus' blood. So so the whole legalism point of getting to God, that's not gonna work. But the spiritual disciplines benefits our earthly lives. It's not about just trying to like, okay, if I do this, God is gonna bless me. God is not a bingo, or not a bingo, a slot machine. You don't just pull the lever and hope for the best, or if I tick all the boxes, then God will do this. Or it's like, making wishes or something. No. But the law and the ways of teaching that Jesus gave is so that we can benefit from it, not for God. He doesn't benefit in our good works. Because we are born into a sinful world, there's no amount of good works. It's not really about us and our disciplines. It's about what Jesus did for us on the cross. So I just want to say that we must never get stuck in the, oh no, today I didn't read my Bible, so I think there's going to be a curse upon me. But in reading your Bible every day, there's so much you're going to learn, and it's going to help you when the troubles of life come its way, Like, compare your life to someone who doesn't believe in God. You will both face a storm, but one of you has the person that created the storm, and the other person it will experience the rain. So try not. People always see like all these disciplines and be like, sure, I'll never be able to reach this God standard. It's not about your standard. It's about God bringing himself to us. But the reason we do all of this is because it's beneficial for earthly living. Jesus himself, when he was on this earth, did all of these things. And we, because we are Christians, we are followers of Jesus. So if you call yourself a Christian, you want to do what Jesus does. I think I went on a bit of a tangent. But I always like, every time like someone tells me, oh, you need to just fast more, you need to give more, or did you give to the poor, or did you do this? And I'm just like, sure, maybe I didn't do enough. This is why these things are happening. And it'll never be about you. It's all about God. And when you realize that, it should bring you to tears. Like when you realize of how much evil you've done just in your thinking ways, and God still loves you, and he has every right and every just way to just leave you to be, but he doesn't. And that's amazing. So,
yeah, indeed. No, man, just thought on that is like, it really isn't like, what it is essentially is God is pleased when he sees that our hearts are becoming like his, essentially. That's the place from which we, do good things, that we bear fruit. That is what he is pleased. He is pleased in obedience, in that we are displaying our love for him.
yeah.
It's not like, God, see me, like, but no, it's like, I love you, and I believe that you know best.
So I want to
and
do.
You created me, and you've created me to do this.
Yeah.
So this is the best life I can live, and I think he is pleased by us living the life that he's created us for, And then favor looks like, okay, cool, I can see you get it. I think is what it looks like pretty much. I can see you get it. So I'm going to give you different ways now to walk in what I've called you to walk in. right? I'm going to expand the ways in which you can walk and what I've called you to walk in. But yeah, it's all for His glory. You know? Yeah. Okay, no, cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. So we are now looking at verses 6 to 11. Can you just read them, please?
Remember, Lord, your great mercy and love, for they are from of old. Do not remember the sins of my youth. That was verse 7 I was talking about. And my rebellious ways. According to your love, remember me. For you, Lord, are good. So, yeah, I love that. Verse 8, good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he instructs sinners in his ways. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful towards those who keep the demands of his covenant. For the sake of your name, Lord, forgive my iniquity, though it is great. So there's like a lot of contrasting stuff here. Like in verse 10, it says, those who keep the demands of his covenant, the Lord is loving and faithful. And then in verse 11, Lord, forgive me of my iniquity. Like, I know I need to keep your covenant, but yes, I also know, Lord, I need your forgiveness as well. You know, like I need to understand both things. I am a sinner, and I can still try and keep the law. You know, I can still do both. You know,
walking in faithfulness, walking in obedience. Yeah, no, for sure. Because I love God, you can see a lot of it, if not all of it. Like David says some hectic stuff sometimes. Yeah. Some hectic stuff, but you can see that his heart, like, he loves God so much, man.
Yeah.
So it says here, David has implored God to guide and rescue those who trust in the Lord. Amen. But here, David recognizes that he has not always trusted in God, and followed God's paths as he should have. So he does not look at God's intervention as something he deserves, definitely. He asks for God's help in spite of his sins. It's all grace.
Sure. And like, for me, like, grace is something I don't think I can ever like grasp. It's like something you just, every day you're just trying to understand it because it doesn't make sense. Like, I was listening to Pastor Tim Keller, and you were saying like, grace should be something that's shocking to you. It should be threatening to you. You know, you use those words. Grace is shocking and threatening. It should excite you and like scare you at the same time, because it doesn't make sense. You know, like if his example was so beautiful. He was saying, if there's a beggar on the street and you give him a couple of coins, no one's gonna be like shocked or just like, oh, that's just normal. Like, yeah, there's a beggar, you're giving coins. You know, you're helping him out. You know, whatever. But now imagine that Grace is a person that is mean to you, that hurts your family, that, you know, just is nasty to you, is an awful person to you. Yet you still go above and beyond for that person. You still help them out even more than what they've asked for. That is grace. Like, there's no justice, there's no reasoning behind it. Yet it is still happening. And I think, that's
powerful.
Yeah. So it's something I don't think we could fully grasp because it's so big, so amazing.
Amen. What a loving Father we have. Yeah. So it says here, to be teachable and open to guidance requires humility. Humility is simply a realistic attitude about who we are. That's what you were saying. We are sinful. We need guidance and correction. Pride refuses to recognize this in practice. When we consider our past, we may doubt that God can overcome our bad record and failures. Man. Praise God, for He can. He not only forgives and forgets, He heals and restores. Way more than we deserve, man. Yeah. Okay, verses 12 to 15.
Do you want to read?
Okay, sure. Who then are those who fear the Lord? He will instruct them in the ways they should choose. They will spend their days in prosperity, and their descendants will inherit the land. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. Please, God. My eyes are ever on the Lord, for only he will release my feet from the snare. That somewhat brings to mind Peter walking in the sea. Anyway. Yeah, man. It says, inspired by the Holy Spirit, David confidently asserts that we will have God's guidance. If we love, reverence, and trust him, this is our hope and assurance. James 1 verse 5. Not only will he guide us, but he will also ensure our ultimate prosperity if we look to him. Okay, 6 verses there.
Verse 16, turn to me and be gracious to me, for I am lonely and afflicted. Relieve the troubles of my heart and free me from my anguish. Look on my affliction and my distress and take away all my sins. See how numerous are my enemies and how fiercely they hate me. Guard my life and rescue me. Do not let me be put to shame, for I take refuge in you. May integrity and uprightness protect me, because my hope, Lord, is in you.
Amen. So David comes back to the same themes and mentions his needs specifically.
Yeah.
One by one. And then the final verse.
Deliver Israel, O God, from all their troubles.
Okay. Yeah, for us, I guess this could be deliver the church, but
deliver our nation.
Yeah. In contrast to our tendency to individualistic thinking, the psalm places us in the context of a community seeking God's blessing and guidance. It's not just about me.
That's so true. Like, we think, because I think South Africa is a Christian nation, I'm using air quotes, that all the people are saved. But there's so many people that are not saved in this country. They just have the label of Christianity, and we have so much to do, even just in Joburg itself. So
I actually remember I saw a TikTok video the other day of someone who went around Cape Town.
Yeah.
He was asking people, he was saying, I'll give you 100 Rand if you can recite a Bible verse for me. And okay, maybe he posted like mainly people that just weren't getting it, but it was a bit sad to see like almost no one got anything. Like there's one dude who got John 3:16 at least, but yeah.
No, you'll be surprised. Like, we could go around this estate and be like, do you know Jesus loves you? And they'd be like, no.
Yeah. So that for me, that just reminds me of the Great Commission, guys. We actually, I think we're too lax about it, mostly. Like, we attend church and we serve at church and everything, guys, but God to the world. God to the world. I think that could be an important topic for us this year, actually, is evangelism. I think that's an important topic. That's something that I really actually want to do.
I told you about my evangelism thing, so I think it's an important thing.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah. This is something else. All right, cool.
Yeah. So go to the question, I think.
What's our response? Okay, so we want to make sure that we understand that seeking and obtaining the Lord's guidance is a way of life, not a technique to master. I mean, in the Bible, like Paul speaks about, we are being perfected, being formed from one degree of glory to another. So we won't be perfect in this life. So a lot of things in terms of walking as a Christian, as much as we've been made whole, as much as it's us living like that, us living in freedom, us living in the purity that God gives us, it takes daily choices and unlearning stuff that sometimes we didn't even know that we had learned. There's patterns, there's nuances, there's preferences, there's so many things that we continue to discover throughout our lives that we just hold, how can I say, that just restrict us in ways in which we restrict ourselves from fully surrendering to God. Like, we really get to awesome places with it, but we'll continue to find big and small ways, man. Whether it be anger, whether it be pride, whether it be greed, whether it be lust, whether it be, I don't know, sorrow. There's so many different things that in big and small ways just Sure. But anyway. So yeah, it is a way of life. Seeking and obtaining the Lord's guidance is a way of life, not a technique to master. If our minds are not being transformed, we cannot expect to know His mind. Knowing God's will requires a regular walk with God, including growth in the spiritual disciplines. If this is not happening at any point in your life, but especially right now, it is even less likely to happen as you continue to progress in your life. So, yeah. Okay.
So what do you say to someone that is listening and they're not in their youth anymore? Like we talk so much of like how you need to instill these disciplines while you're young. But what if you're not young? What if you're 60?
It's try. It's try.
You feel like it's too late now.
Let's try. You're going to hell. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you have my sense of humor, Austin's sense of humor, but anyway. No, man, it's never too late. It's never too late. People can discover and meet Jesus
in any stage.
At any stage of their life, in any, how can I say, condition. There's people I've literally heard, it was not last Sunday, the Sunday before. There's someone who spoke, who told the story of doing hospital ministry. That's also something that's pretty awesome to consider. I'll talk a bit more to you about it later, but yeah. Anyway, hospital ministry, they were doing it. They're praying over people, speaking to people, and whatnot. And the one person, they like I don't remember like the full details and story, but essentially, they were speaking to this person, and they were trying to get, encouraging them to believe in Jesus and confess. And it seemed they wanted to believe, and they just had trouble getting the words out, like physically, like bro, like they were type of thing, struggling to actually like say the words, and then only to discover afterwards that this person, they were that was among like their last breaths.
Oh,
bro, like something, yeah. But that happened, and they confessed somehow, somewhat, and then yeah. So this lady, she was saying, man, that was quite amazing to see. I mean, it's quite a emotionally hectic thing or sad thing to see someone pass away and whatnot, but yeah, nonetheless, to see that happen, I mean, it just reminds me of the one criminal that was on Jesus' side, when that was crucified with Jesus.
Yeah.
It's the one who said, "Lord, please don't forget me." Or
when you go to,
yeah,
you go to paradise,
and that was right there. This was a dude, and it's like, I don't know, as some churches might emphasize, I don't know, like speaking tongues, he didn't like nothing, bro. Like he was just right there, and then Jesus.
He was a criminal. He deserved to be there. Yet,
wow, yeah, and then he literally said to Jesus, like, he had a repentant heart.
Yes,
he said, please don't forget me, and just right there. So, guys, never too late, and it really doesn't take much. It's literally us saying, "I need you." Like, I recognize you, I need, that's it. That's what it takes on our part.
Even if you're like 60, 70 and you're like, oh, my whole life I've been sinning. I've been drinking, gambling, drugs. What an old dog can't learn new tricks is what they will, like the older generation will say. No, man. Jesus can work with anyone at any age.
You literally become a new creation.
Yes.
You are born again. Yes, even at the age of 100. Alright, so I think we'll get into a few questions here. We'll get into a few questions and we'll have a part 2. But yeah, first, the launch question is pretty interesting. It says, if you could have an envelope with a written explanation of God's will for the next 5 years, would you take it? Why do you suppose God doesn't just tell us what He wants us to do? By the way, it was something I thought of earlier on where we were sort of introing the topic. I think it's also a cool topic to get into in terms of God's will, because you and I are turning 30 this year, bro. Okay. I wouldn't say age so much, but like, it's just whenever we reach these sort of like, arbitrary milestones, it's especially times where we reassess our lives and just say, hey, what do I actually want to do? How do I want to live? And in that, we need to consider God's will,
Yeah.
So I think this is a really good study to start off with. Yeah, if you could have an envelope, the written explanation of God's will for the next 5 years, would you take it, bro?
Yes, I would.
You take it.
Wouldn't you? Like, you'll
Written
take
explanation.
everything for the next 5 years. I need you to do this. You're gonna meet this person. You need to say this. There's the storm coming at this point of the year. Be prepared for that storm. Like everything, dude.
You see that one? It's tough, man. Because I'm about to say something. We have, to some extent, a written explanation. Not to some extent, actually. We have a written explanation of God's will for all of eternity, bro. And do we take it? Do we take it and apply all of it? Do we take it and obey all of it? The word of God, bro. It's a written explanation of His will for eternity. I know it's not word for word, like bar for bar, like in my life. But God's general will for our lives, we know. We can prescribe it to a lot of things. But anyway, man, for me, I know. I don't know about you, bro, but I know can be a bit of a rascal if I learn about things going a certain way and then, I don't know, I'm worried I might look for loopholes or I might try to be creative or be like, oh, is that it? What? Must wear green? Can at least be like teal, like blue-green? Is that fine? Does that count? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm using a very simplistic example.
You'll start questioning it.
Yeah, and like, how much can I do while still being obedient? How much, like, how far, when we see the lines drawn like that, and that's actually a verse that Paul talks about, is that the Lord does not save. Like, the boundary itself, knowing the boundary itself does not necessarily save, because sin was sort of revealed by the law.
Yeah.
I think that's somewhat what Paul says. I just don't remember where it is, but you sort of know what I'm referencing, where with the sin. I actually want to see if I can quickly find it, but you can also just maybe answer a bit further where it says, why do you suppose God doesn't just tell us what He wants us to do?
I think because, and this is the one I struggle with, like, it would be nice to know God, like, is this the company I need to stay at? Or, for example,
okay, yeah.
should I move to another country or stuff like that? It would be nice with, like, yes, Austin, if you go to Australia in the next year, everything's gonna be okay.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it would be nice, but I think we take away the faith part of Christianity. And then, like you mentioned before, like, if, let's say for some reason God in audible voice, or even he might even send you an email from god.com or whatever, at god.com, saying, in December 2026, you will be in another country preaching, evangelizing, or whatever. Then you're going to be like, start questioning. You're going to be like, but God, do I have to really go to that country? Isn't December but too soon? I'm not prepared. How do I say goodbye to my family? Like, there's going to be so many things you're questioning, knowing God's will. You might as well just trust Him in what you're going to do, because maybe I'm not making much sense here, but I just feel like we're going to try and not follow His will, but make it our own. At the end of the day, be like, He said I'm going to evangelize and He wants me to be in that country, but how I get to that country, I'm going to do it my own way. So there's a lot of things we will try and manipulate ourselves, because we're just human. And I mean, like, look at Jonah. Like, God literally told him, you need to go to Nineveh, and he just flat out refused to do it. And eventually he got around to doing it after, like, God intervening in a supernatural way. So
I think that also just brings to mind the story of what do you call it? Story of Abraham and Sarah,
Mm.
child of promise. And they were like, well, technically, if it's my servant's child, then it's my child.
Yeah, exactly.
So they got creative. What else? There was a bit of a joke that Pastor Josh made at Rema.
Yeah.
Like he was essentially talking about God will sort of tell you enough to move or whatever, but he won't necessarily tell you how it's going to happen, type of thing, something like that. I don't fully remember what he said, but because he's like, okay, so imagine if he promises, he gives promise, doesn't necessarily forget. It's like Pastor Josh put it very well, but anyway, imagine he tells Abraham, you're going to be a father of nations, of many as countless as
the stars,
stars, blah, 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 yeah. Cool. So now, if it was in the hands of a man, right? If it was men's dicky, you'd be like, yo, I must go and get 100 women pregnant right now.
One time.
Right now, Mama. Like, so so that it sort of brings to mind that type of thing, as well as shame, man. Like I think pretty much the same thing happened with Jacob and was it Jacob? Yeah. It was Jacob has the 12 sons. Jacob with who were Jacob's wives? Rebecca and Leah, ne? Rachel and Leah. Sorry. Oh yeah, Rebecca was is Jacob's mom.
Yes,
Isaac's wife. Yes, it's Rachel and Leah. And yeah, trying to have children. Actually, I don't remember. I must go and read Genesis again. Anyway. But yeah, I just remember shame. Yeah, Rachel was not having children, and her servants, she was having children through them. Hey, guys, they ended up getting the 12 tribes of Israel, sure, via that. And so interesting that Judah, the lineage of Jesus does not come from Jacob's beloved wife, Rachel. That's so interesting, man. From Leah. That's so interesting, man.
Because God will bless even when things don't work out the way you want it to work out.
Yeah. And Judah was a child, literally his name means praise. Judah was a child where she saw that Jacob didn't love her the way he loved Rachel. And yeah, man. God sees. But anyway, so just quickly, I was talking about Rome. Sin reveals the law. So bloody blah. All have turned away. There's not one righteous. What shall we conclude then? Do we have not at all? But I just want to see where he first says it, so that you may be proved right. What advantage is there in being a Jew? What value? What if some are unfaithful? Not at all such you proved. That will how could God judge the world? Some might argue my falsehood. This is lawyer Paul. Paul was getting into it here. We have made the charge that Jews and Gentiles alike are all under the power of sin. As it is written, there is not one righteous. All have turned away. Throats are open grace. He was just saying a bunch here. Anyway. Now we know that whatever the law says, it says to those who are under the law, so that every mouth may be silenced in the whole world, held accountable to God. Therefore, no one will be declared righteous in God's sight by the works of the law. Rather, through the law, we become conscious of our sin. But now, oh man. Okay, let me go back to Google. Just give me a second. I just want to get this. I just want to get this, man. Just give me a second. Oh, it's Romans 7, man. I don't know why the first thing it gave me was Romans 3. I see pretty much, I think, the verse that I'm looking for. Romans 7, let's go here. Is the law sinful? There you go. Certainly not. Nevertheless, I would not have known what sin was had it not been for the law. For I would not have known what coveting really was if the law had not said, you shall not covet. But sin, seizing the opportunity afforded by the commandment, produced in me every kind of coveting. For apart from the law, sin was dead. Once I was alive apart from the law. But when the commandment came, sin sprang to life and I died. Yeah, basically saying that in knowledge of this, that's where, the different ways to sin came to knowledge. And then, unfortunately, the sinful nature, bro. So that's essentially what I was referencing. Let's go back to it.
Yeah, Romans
He goes in, man.
I think that's Paul's magnus opus,
Bro,
man.
like
Romans, that book you
going
can study your whole life, man.
Yeah. He was going in. That's proper lawyer Paul right there, man. So yeah, honestly, knowing more, it's dangerous. That's basically what I was alluding to.
Oh, okay.
Knowing more is dangerous, and it ends up being not as helpful as we tend to think it will be. So I think God knows. And like you were saying with the faith element, it's so important for us to trust God even though we don't know. You know? To be like, I continue to love this example, this metaphor or analogy, there you go, that someone, I forget where I even learned it. Maybe it was on social media, I don't remember. But it's like, when you know that you're walking with someone you love, that you're being guided by someone that you love or you trust, they can blindfold you, right? And you're not worried about where they're leading you. You are excited.
Yeah.
You're excited because you're like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen.
Party.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like you're at peace. You're hopeful. You're joyful even. So yeah, for me, I keep trying to just keep that in mind in terms of not knowing the how, but knowing that it ends for my good. That it ends like God being glorified is for my good. God's will is for my good. It's the best possible thing that can happen for me and beyond. So,
and I think just to add on top of that with what you're saying on trust, like it comes down to relationship. Like, and I think we mentioned the relationship with God like the whole of season 2, the whole of last year. Like, try and get that number one in your life. And I'm also personally trying to establish like, I want a relationship with Jesus or with God. And so like when it comes to, so let's say there's you and some random stranger. You tell me on the 1st of March, I don't know, you're going to, this event is going to happen on the 1st of March, right? You tell me all the details and everything, and like, dude, you need to be there. I need you to drive to your car, put petrol. It's a 5-hour drive, but trust me, you know, you need to be there. It's going to be beneficial to you, right? And then a stranger told me the exact same thing. 1st of March, every single detail you told me, they tell me you need to be there. I will definitely go to let's say it was even a different event. Same event, but it was 2nd of March. I'm going to go to that event, drive 5 hours on the 1st of March, not the 2nd of March. Even though it's the same event, just 2 different days. Why? Because I trust you. I know that you have the best for me, you know? Not just some random person telling me about some event. It's probably a pyramid scheme this guy wants me to come to. But for you, it might be a festival, it might be a beach or something I like, something, whatever. Because you know me, and I trust you, you trust me. There's a relationship. So like, even if God told me, I don't know, end of this year you're gonna get married, how much do I trust him? Even if he told me in an audible voice, that all comes down to my relationship with God. You know what I mean? Even if he told me December 25th or on Christmas Day you're gonna have a wedding, literally in an audible voice, I still might not believe him, depending on how much I trust in him. You know what I mean? So even if God told you, it all will come down to your relationship with him and your trust in him. So whether he tells you or not, because sometimes he's going to tell you his will. Will you take the next step? Will you have a leap of faith? You know? So it's all going to still come down to how much you trust him. Whether it's in an audible voice or through scriptures or through biblical counseling, or he might not even tell you at all. Do you still trust him?
That's such an important question. I like what you said there, because I know a conversation I think we had beginning of this year is, for me, I think we'll wrap up here just for today, but for me, I heard this or I read it, I don't remember, but I think that sometimes we will not want to really listen or hear what God is saying to us. Because with that then comes the responsibility on us to obey.
Yeah.
And that's scary. That's scary, bro. Like, so I've said, for me personally, like, I noticed this year, early this year. I mean, I've known it for some time now, but it just was brought to my attention again. Is how noisy my mind actually is, bro. Like, but yeah, I remember I had this conversation with you, but yeah, how noisy my mind is, and not like, I'm very thankful, not in bad ways, like not like, I don't know, like shadow voices or no, it's just there's just so much continually going on in my mind, like cool, wholesome, goofy stuff, like whatever, but it's noise nonetheless, man.
Yeah.
Like just random stuff. Like I just go from one thing to another and just like, God, I've been to Cape Town how many times in my life? Okay, no, cool. Cape Town, Cape Town. I remember Travis Scott once mentioned Cape Town in a song. Actually, there's a place called Johannesburg in the USA. I wonder, bro, like my mind will just go and go, bro, like, yeah, like I'll try and make my mind blank, and I literally think of blackness, that for me is just like a TV screen being off.
Yeah.
Type of thing. That's what I try to think of. And it works, like I swear, for like 10 to 20 seconds. And then just something comes up, like just, I don't know, memes, bro, just like, rah, like, something. Anyway, I know sometimes even when I'm praying, bro, or sometimes, no, okay, not usually, like when I'm just by myself, I'll just have a thought and I'll be like, God, I'll ask a question or whatever. And then, sort of in my voice, obviously, to an extent, like I'll sort of hear an answer. Then I'll be like, wait, was that me or was that God?
Yeah.
And then I'll like, okay, wait, let me ask again. Let me listen for real, bro. Like, let me listen for real. Let me ask again. And then I might get the same answer, or I'll get the opposite answer, or I'll get a mixture of yes, no, yes, no. I'm like, bro, what's going on? Oh my God. So I know it's my mind, but I know in that, especially with some questions or some things that I wonder about, there's that sort of, I guess, for lack of a better term, anxiety about what it might mean if that's really what God is saying. And then, I don't know, maybe I feel better if I say, ish, I can't really hear, ish, I don't really know. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's one thing I pray to God about, man, to just be at peace, to really hear His will, man, and just really, like, I know that in general I can do uncomfortable things, man, but I don't know if I'm still too uncomfortable with actually hearing from God,
Cool, man. I think, we didn't get to the rest of the questions, but I think we touched on some really good points about walking with God. And like Psalm 25, you can see like David is struggling with so much, yet he's still turning to God. He's realizing he's a sinner, he's done some bad things, but yet he knows how important asking and talking to God is. So like, even if the shame is overwhelming, just talk to him. Even if you can't, just say one word, say Jesus. Even if it's just, that's all you can say. The shame is like literally draining the life out of you. Just say his name. Let Jesus be the name.
Jesus be the name. There is power in the name.
Yeah, so I think that's Psalm 25 really, really is a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, next time we'll recap it. We'll get into the questions and then we'll really just dive into some reflective and insightful thoughts. But yeah, thanks both for that for today.
Yeah.
Thank you to anyone listening. I hope it was listening to you. It's a good reflection for me, and I'm really keen for us to get into those questions next time and see.
Good start to the year, to season 3.
Yes, sir. yeah, that's been us for today. May you be blessed for the rest of your day, week. Until next time.
Peace.
Love you, bye.